Two teenagers wake up in North Korea. One is the son of a high-ranking North Korean government official, the other is the son of an average citizen. Over the next 24 hours, their lives couldn't possibly be more different. The first teen wakes up in a luxurious apartment located in one of Pyongyang's newest high-rises. His father is a high-ranking official amongst the North Korean government, but not amongst the top 10% within the party who control nearly all the power and wealth in the nation. Still, by any standards, even Western ones, his father is very wealthy. And by North Korean standards, his family is among the richest in the nation. However, wealth isn't the only way to power in North Korea. And while his father is a rising star in the government, he still hasn't earned the privilege of living in the most wealthy residential districts of the capital city. For breakfast, our teen has his pick of a variety of foods. He could choose to have a traditional Korean breakfast which sort of resembles Spanish tapas, a variety of dishes which include grilled short ribs, spicy seafood salad, bean sprout rice, spicy stewed fish, cold cucumber soup, seasoned kelp, and radish strip kimchi. His family's kitchen staff has already made itself available by 5 a.m. to be ready to serve, given that his father often has to be at work by 6 a.m. Our teen is woken up at a modest 8 a.m. though. Despite his wealth, he is very much being groomed to join the halls of North Korean power and work his way up the ranks to hopefully surpass his father. That means that unlike most other wealthy North Korean kids, there's immense pressure on him and he's constantly scrutinized by party officials for any sign of weakness. Despite not having school today, sleeping in too late would be seen as a sign of laziness, and there's a good chance at least one member of the household staff is secretly spying on the family for more senior party officials. One must always have their guard up, even in their own home. Instead of traditional Korean breakfast, our teen opts for an American classic, Smacks. It's authentic Smacks cereal too, complete with the cartoon frog. While you'd be extremely hard-pressed to find legit American products anywhere else in the country, our teen's father is important enough to be able to access goods smuggled into North Korea through its various government-sponsored black market programs. Smacks cereal, Pop-Tarts, and other American treats are a favorite amongst North Korea's elite and a sign of status. Our second teen has already been awake for hours. He got up at 4 a.m. along with his father so they could both find a ride into the city. He lives on the outskirts of Pyongyang, and this is considered a privilege. This teen lives in one of a row of squat concrete homes built on the outskirts of the capital. His family has few belongings, and he shares a large sleeping mat in his room with his younger brother. The family doesn't own a car, and there's no formal public transportation on the extreme outskirts of the city, so the teen and his father must rise early to secure themselves a spot in a large utility van owned by another local. In exchange for ferrying as many people as he can fit into his van into the city, the man gets the equivalent of 75 cents per passenger. This is about 1/6 of what his father will earn today, but there's no other choice. In the evening, he and his father will likely be forced to make the 3-hour walk home. Despite the relative poverty our second teen lives in, his family is extremely lucky. Here on the outskirts of the capital city, his father is able to commute into the city and get a job as a doorman at one of the luxury apartment buildings. When his father was a teenager, such a thing would have been unthinkable, as the luxury apartment buildings were extremely scarce. Today, though, despite tough international sanctions, the North Korean economy has slightly improved. And while most of the benefit is for those at the very top, some of that wealth has trickled down to the rest. For those living outside of a major city, though, daily hunger and abject poverty are a continued reality. Our second teen is extremely lucky, and his parents make sure to tell him every day. Our second teen hopes to also secure a job as a doorman. He's only 15, but that's old enough to work in North Korea. He could opt to go to school, but entry into North Korean universities is all but impossible without the right connections or wealth. Most slots for new students are immediately taken up by the children of North Korea's elite. Just to earn a spot, one has to have exceptional school grades and then be nominated by a local college recommendation committee. If cleared by the committee, the applicant must then be approved by subsequent county and provincial level committees. Our teen was a good student, but the sheer number of hurdles to jump through to get to a university means he's more likely to make a living for himself by finding work in the city. He dreams of a doorman job or perhaps even getting accepted to work at one of the city's factories. For now, though, he hires himself out as a general laborer, picking up trash or sometimes even helping out at construction sites. If he's lucky, he may get a job as a builder, and the government might send him to work overseas. These types of contracts are common in construction across the Middle East and Asia, with North Korean laborers hired out by the government to construction companies. The government keeps most of what the contract is worth, but he can make as much as several dollars a day, a very good deal for him, even if the work conditions are often extremely brutal and tantamount to slave labor, as foreign companies can be extremely abusive to their North Korean laborers. Our first teen has finished his breakfast and has an hour to kill before his cultural enrichment classes begin. It's a Saturday, so he doesn't have to attend Kim Il-sung University where he's majoring in finance. Kim Il-sung University is the country's premier institution of higher learning, and admissions are extremely competitive. Only 1 in 6 applicants are accepted, and recommendations have to be ironclad. Luckily for our teen, his father has the right connections and the wealth to make the appropriate bribes. Despite not having official schooling today, he still takes various arts classes outside of his university requirements. Achieving status and power amongst North Korean elite is a careful game, and one must give off the appearance of being well-rounded, as well as having fierce dedication to the Kim regime. Thus, our teen takes a few hours of art classes on the weekends. He dresses in some of the West's latest fashions, yet another sign of his status. Most well-to-do North Koreans will be a season or two behind in fashion, as it's difficult to get items from Western markets into the nation. However, only the most elite remain on top of fashion trends and proudly display the fact as a status symbol. He also catches a bit of Western television. While the rest of the nation only enjoys North Korean government-sponsored programming and international communications and television are strictly banned, a perk of power is access to satellite television. Even just to access the regular internet, one has to have special permission from the government, while the rest of the nation enjoys a nationwide intranet run completely by the government. Our teen has enough time for 1 half-hour TV show before it's time to leave. He dislikes the plethora of Chinese TV channels available to him, all of them also heavily censored by their own government, and instead appreciates the uncensored content from Europe and the USA. One day, he might even continue his studies abroad, and he hopes to go to the United States to continue his education. Given the relationship between the two countries, it seems impossible, but his father has the connections to get him fake Chinese documents that should fool US Customs. Riding an elevator down to the lobby, a shiny new Mercedes and a driver are waiting to take him to his art class. The Mercedes is very luxurious, but a few years old, a sign that his father isn't yet among the top 1% of North Korean society, but very close nonetheless. These luxury vehicles are prohibited from being exported to the Hermit Kingdom, but the government has ways of smuggling them anyway. And owning a current-year luxury vehicle is the ultimate sign of power and status. Hopping into the air-conditioned vehicle, he's whisked away in total comfort for his 1-hour art class. A few blocks away, our second teen and his father have finally arrived at the city center. His father has to hurry to work. He's risking running late and losing his job, but the van has made more stops today than anticipated. He says goodbye to his father and heads in the opposite direction, looking for any public workers or construction sites who may need an extra hand for the day. If he finds nothing, he'll keep looking for the next 14 hours until his father is off work and the two head back home. He has no lunch money with him. He won't eat until he gets home tonight. The only meal he had before leaving home was some rice, soybean paste, and a few vegetables. Compared with people in the country, he's eating extremely well. Our first teen wraps up his art class. His teacher's from France, one of the few foreigners allowed into the country, let alone to teach. In return, he's paid extremely well, which makes his classes very expensive. Yet another sign of our teen's status. He sends a text to some friends over his cell phone. Cell phones were once banned in the country after an alleged assassination attempt on the Kim family, but those restrictions have been relaxed. Now you can enjoy 3G service, though again with no international internet, since the cell service is run by the government-controlled communications company. Koryo Link is the fastest service available, though Kumsan has larger coverage even if it's only 2G. Our first teen and his friends agree to meet up for lunch and drinks at the Taedonggang Brewery, famous for making domestic North Korean beer. Normally, one would have to make reservations, but our teen's father and the fathers of his friends are known to the brewery staff, and one phone call is all it takes to clear them for a table for lunch. The legal drinking age in North Korea is 18, but most places don't bother with enforcing that, despite some of our teen's friends only being 16 years old and none of the staff saying a word. And they wouldn't dare question the son or daughter of a high-ranking official anyway. Once there, they're served by pretty waitresses in form-fitting pink uniforms. At North Korea's elite social spots, a strong emphasis is placed on the wait and serving staff being attractive, fit, and young. Once a server ages out, they're replaced by a new, younger member. Being pretty and fit in North Korea's major cities can offer many opportunities to young women not available elsewhere. But those opportunities are often rife with abuse. The teens drink and eat, ordering Western fare such as burgers and even burritos. Enjoying American foods is yet another sign of privilege, and a growing number of establishments in major cities are pairing traditional Korean fare with American and Western dishes. Despite being allowed to drink, none of the teens drink to excess, as they're always under close scrutiny. Any major public incident could spell doom, not just for them, but their fathers' political futures as well. After lunch, the teens are driven to one of Pyongyang's amusement centers, featuring flashy arcades and even some carnival-style rides. There, they enjoy themselves playing North Korean versions of popular Western arcade games, but many are either blatantly pirated copies or simply smuggled into the country. A Led Zeppelin pinball machine sits next to a Jurassic World shooting simulator, and a bevy of treats and sugary drinks, both traditional and Western, are available to the teens. As the day grinds down, our teen returns home just in time to catch his father also arriving. The two take the elevator up and discuss their relative days before entering the home to be greeted by their mother, who's already supervised the house staff in the preparation of a delicious meal. Tonight, dinner will be traditional with a Western-style twist. Braised short ribs and kimchi accompany a meaty beef lasagna dish. The family isn't stingy though, and what they don't eat, the house staff will take home to their families. These leftovers are still significantly more meat than the average North Korean will eat in a month. Our second teen's day is also coming to an end. He spent the entire morning until noon desperately looking for work, until finally he got lucky, and a construction site offered him work for the day. For 7 hours, he lugged heavy bricks up and down scaffolding, being allowed to rest only when there was a lull in the work. His hard work is paid off though, and despite being only 16, the foreman said he would consider the boy for an overseas job assignment. If he's lucky enough to receive it, he'll likely end up working in the exploding cities in the Middle East, where he'll work in 105+ degree weather with few breaks. The local management is known to be extremely abusive to their North Korean workers, doling out physical punishments as they see fit. After a 14 to 16-hour workday, he'll be immediately herded to a shared living quarter. Government minders will oversee his entire stay and not allow him any contact with the local population. For his work, he'll get an average salary of $12 a day, though the government will take at least half of that. Still, this would be an incredible opportunity for our teen as he and his father begin their 3-hour walk home. He looks with optimism toward his future. Now, go watch What Is It Really Like Living in North Korea, or click this other video instead.